Hello everyone, this is another video that I'm making about a communication that I got from God, or warning, um, around May of 2021. Um, I went to a casino. Um, went by myself at night. I was bored, and when I got there, um, I was. This is right when I, not right when, but there's a time when I was still in the middle of like trying to discern if like what it is that is happening with me, or these communications that I'm getting that had started like a year prior. And I'm getting signs like that I think maybe like I shouldn't be there, but I'm not sure. um because I had went, um anyway. um this is hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about because I wasn't supposed to talk about it for a while, but I just got a sign that it was time to start talking about it, and I'm only telling this part to reaffirm how serious the next message I'm going to say is I was in there and I was getting all these signs that like I shouldn't be in there, or to like stop, um, but I wasn't sure. But so much so that um, the communications like the year before that, like it all started with number 3, or like 33, and I tied that to different things. um, I don't want to talk about what I thought it was or what I thought it could have been, but anyway, 33 and threes were like, they really started getting my attention. Whether that was demonic or whatever, I don't know. Um, but it was something that's been communicating with me on like a crazy level. So much so that I promise you, I promise on everything, on my children's lives, on God Himself, on Jesus Christ, that there was things happening around me, and I was on the roulette wheel, and the number 33 came up like 5, 6, or 7 times in a row. I promise. And I didn't draw attention to it. I didn't tell nobody. As a matter of fact, one of those times in there, I played it and I won some money off of it. Um, anyway, and then like after that, it'd be like black 20 times in a row, or like red 20 times in a row, and like things were going around on around me, and like to get out of there. Um, anyway, I um I didn't leave right away. I went up and I got to like the video poker, and like I don't know, a bunch of signs were happening, like the way this. I don't want to talk about it. It's not funny, and I've already started this video over a few times, but I want to stress like how serious this is, and how it's not a joke, and how it's not me just. At first I thought it was like, oh, God's a special person, and this, that, and the other, and it's not. It's like it's a serious thing. It's not a joking matter, and God's not happy, and you know, I don't think that I've been doing my job, like my job being to like warn people. So shortly after that, I'm at work and I'm by a casino in Boston. I was in Charlestown, Massachusetts, and after work, I'm driving, and I've been thinking about going there. I was like, because I've never really been to a casino before, and I wanted to try playing like with like real cards, or like playing poker. And so I was thinking about it like all day. And by the way, God knows all your thoughts, knows all my thoughts, knows all your thoughts. When Jesus said, if you even looked at a member of the opposite sex with lust in your eye, you've already committed adultery. He means it, and God knows it in these verified ways that like know that like exactly what it is that I'm thinking when I'm thinking it. Um, I'm driving, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call, and I pull over, um, like behind this building, and there's a view of the skyline, and the casino is like not front and center, but it's close to me. And all of a sudden, I'm talking to somebody. Was he texting? First, he sent a text. I think he sent a few texts, and I pulled over so I could call him. And all of a sudden, clouds just start rolling in, and the sky starts getting dark. Um, and the kid that I was gonna talk to, starts sending me messages, and he's talking about jail. Jail's kind of been symbolic of like hell, whatever. I'm not gonna get into the thing, but all of a sudden, like things are like syncing up around me to what he's texting, to like things that I'm hearing, to like something. I don't know, just ways I get communication, right? And all of a sudden, he says something. It was something to the extent of, or I was messaging him, but it was like a message to me saying, "Why don't you go in there? You'll come out a better person." But like I just through things that were taught, it just had this vision of like me like being in trouble. And then right as that message got sent, or right as it came up, I sent it to that person. That person sent it to me. Uh, Lightning right over the casino, right over the casino and around the casino. And it was a direct message to me, and it wasn't the first time weather has like synchronized to this like with me. And I haven't been back since, and I haven't gambled since. Before that, I was buying scratch tickets here and there, and like getting signed. Like I would buy one, and I walk out of the store, and somebody would yell, "What the are you doing?" Or like, "Stop gambling," or like, "Jimmy, stop gambling," or something like. But it's like it's not. It wasn't anyone talking to me, and it might not have been Jimmy, stop gambling, but it's like I overhear things that other people are saying that like synchronize to exactly what it is that I'm doing. Um. Anyway, shortly before that lightning experience, um, I was in Boston again, and I pulled over. There was a bunch of traffic, so I was just gonna. It was like after work, I was gonna like rest while the traffic died down. I pulled over, and the clouds are going overhead. And anytime it's been a storm, like for like the last year, I know it sounds stupid, right? Or self-centered, or whatever you want to call it, schizophrenic even. But anytime there's been a storm close to me, it has been a direct revelation or message to me. There hasn't been that many of them, but every single time that it has, it's been overhead, it's been dark, stormy, and it's been synchronizing the things going on. This time, it was thunder and lightning over my head, and all of a sudden, my phone is just lighting up for like 30 seconds straight. 15 to 30 seconds straight from all kinds of different apps. Facebook, whatever. Just and it's all things saying, "I'm coming. I'll be there soon. I'm coming back. Hey, I'm coming down." Literally, I'm not kidding. And a lot of the times, like I have these experiences or these dreams that I get woken up from. My phone goes off. I have this chess app, and it's somebody like it says check or putting me in check or something like that. I used to smoke cigarettes, and it got to the point where like anytime I would light a cigarette, like stuff would start happening. It like somebody would walk by and go check. But he's like talking about something else. He's like, "Hey, I got a paycheck," but he's like puts an emphasis on the check. Or somebody walks by and says 33, check 33, and it even got to the point where like, well, I'm like, is this a message for me? And then one time, I went outside to go smoke a cigarette, and like, I just got the sense, and like, this is the very first time. Well, this would be the second time that like the weather synchronized. Um, I was walking outside, and the TV was saying the storm's coming, and I would tie the storm to any time. Because there was one time, like the year before, when I was like, it started downpouring, and I was like, I feel like this is because I'm like going, like I shouldn't be going this direction, but I was like, that's crazy. So anyway, like 6 months later, after these experiences, like picked me up from being a drug addict in Florida, living in like a crack house, like following these experiences in my life into treatment. I stepped outside um, the treatment facility, and as I was walking out, the TV said a storm's coming, and it just struck me as like a warning, kind of. And I walked away. I walked outside with everyone, and people light their cigarette, they passing the lighter around. As soon as I lit my cigarette, as soon as I did, a downburst out of nowhere. And so everyone's running to like the other side of the building to like this canopy, and like in my head, because it's been instilled in me to like not talk about these things. I hadn't been talking about it for the longest time. I'm like, I feel like this is like directed towards me, and I'm like smoking a cigarette, and like everyone's like freaking out, like what's going on? And just like one other time when I said if I put the cigarette out and this happens, I'll know it was a message for me. It was something that was going like this, and it stopped when I smoked a cigarette, or it was going like that while I was smoking. This crane, I could just see the top of it overhead, and I took it as like something telling me no like this for some reason. I had a vision of something like this, and the second I threw it out and I was watching it, the second I put it out, it stopped. I promise you, the moment, the instant I threw the cigarette out, the downburst stopped out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. It wasn't out of nowhere. And then I walked inside, and one of the counselors, at the time, doctor, when I heard someone say doctor, that was always symbolic of God. Before I went out to smoke a cigarette, I had asked the counselor if I could make a phone call to my doctor because I needed medicine or something. As soon as I walked in, the counselor comes up, and I'm like stricken, like I just got like a direct message from God, like stop smoking, right? Like fear of God in me. I walk in, and counselor looks right at me and says, "The doctor give you your medicine?" And it was just like a validation that the storm. I just got another notification. Anyway, a weird one. So things like that not only have happened to me, they keep happening to me. I think I spoke about this in a different video that I had, but I've kept a secret all the way up until like a month ago. So I woke up to thunder over my house. Well, no, I woke up, I had a revealing dream, like an apocalyptic dream. I've been having those once in a while. And lo and behold, there's people across the world having the same ones. I wake up. I didn't wake up naturally, but something wakes me up. Something happens, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm awake. Like I get a message in my dream, and I'm waking up so I can remember it. And my phone starts. Well, it didn't start. I put on this podcast that I had started the night before, and this one particular podcast, like this communications have synced up to it, like so incredibly much. Like I can't even describe it. And it's been all about like the return of Christ. It really has. I woke up and I put the podcast on, and all of a sudden the guy that's talking, he goes, massive airburst overhead. As soon as he did lightning out of nowhere, thunder, and then it's rapid thunder, but it's to like this guy's talking, and like a sentence, every other sentence, whatever, during his conversation, it would be thunder right after a specific sentence, and it was all about hurry up and warning people, an expedited need to do so, confessing sins, in way of him, he was saying it's time to come clean about things, time to start revealing the secrets. For some reason, hide popped up, and it's hopped up a couple times too, like something like getting in the ground or something. But these things have led me to like a new frame of mind. Once again, never believed in God before. I don't believe now. I know. And, or at least I was. I don't like to. I think many people may be misconceived about what exactly God or Jesus is, because as I've studied the Bible and I've been looking into this and have this terrible fear, I realized that die doesn't mean we're going to heaven. As a matter of fact, I have this whole, like, I don't know. I see the world differently. I go out and I have anxiety and I have sadness. The music that we listen to is garbage. The TV, the sex everywhere. People don't even know it. People don't even know that they're sinning. And God has allowed sin to go on for so long. And eventually He's going to have enough of it. And I think He has had enough of it. Um, I keep getting directed towards, like, Jonah, the book of Jonah, the whale. Just up here in Boston, there was a guy that got swallowed by a whale. And then that day, like, someone I was working with, like, brought up, like, the book of Jonah. I didn't know about it, and I went home and studied it. I looked into it, and I wake up the next morning, and there's a notification on my phone. There's something, like, overnight. It said, it, like, changed the, it was a conversation I had about a river walk bike, like, walking on water, and it said that the conversation was changed, or the theme was changed to ocean, the emoji got changed to whale, and then the emoji got changed to, like, a winking face. And for me, symbolically, like, a winking face has been, like, very symbolic. Um, I've had dreams. I've had the most incredible dreams. I've had dreams within dreams. I've had, I don't know how else to describe it. My the way I look like right now, like, I would say, like, I look horrible and stuff, but I've been taught, because I was very vain before. I still am. Like, I'm uncomfortable making this video. Like, my hair, like, so I used to always have a fresh haircut. I wear eye contacts. I get these big glasses on now, and I've been taught that looks are not important. Looks are not important. It's vanity. I've been led to fasting. Like, we overeat. Like, God is not happy with the world. Like, He's not happy with whatever's going on right now with, like, the New World Order, the government, and, like, wars and stuff. It's end times prophecies all being fulfilled. The message I keep getting is to help people, to save people. I don't know exactly how to do it. I cry all the time. It's scary. I hope this reaches people. Um, I see other people having the same type of dreams and posting videos, and, like, kind of, like, from what I see, like, I'm not one to like, judge people. I can't judge people. I'm not God. And what's been instilled with me is that, like, I'm no better than anybody else. The fact that I'm getting these messages or whatever is to help others. So, I don't deserve it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it. I'd be either dead or in prison. Um, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, but I feel like I've been led to learn that there is a such thing as falsely believing that you're saved. Um, I think God wants people to fast and pray. He's brought me through fasting, and it's tough. We're expected to. There's so many things that we're expected to do as followers of Christ, and He warns of, like, lukewarm Christians. And, you know, God acts over hundreds of years. I realize, like, it seems like, you know, we nudge Him or whatever, He does something, and, like, literally hundreds of years pass, and it seems like people just forget about Him. We get so far from Him, and then all of a sudden, boom, and He's like, I feel as if I was truly blessed to deliver this message. I feel as if I'm not doing it good enough. Every day I feel guilty. I don't know the right thing to do. I try to reach out to people. I don't know the right things to say. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to be more proactive. Here I am. I don't know what to say. This is the message I'm getting. I'm putting it in God's hands. I pray that God takes this video and makes it viral. It makes it reach the right people. I hope I save at least one person somehow, some way. I'm looking for any type of validation that I'm connecting with anybody. I'm I'm seeing other people post these videos, and there's like, oh, the mark of the beast is coming. I'm getting these things in this dream, and this, and God's sending me signs and all this, and I'm not taking the mark of the beast. I'm not the. But from what I've seen or what I've experienced, I feel like when that happens, or if that happens, or if we're here after the rapture, or this, that, I don't know if there's gonna be a rapture, pre-trib, post-trib. I didn't even know pre-trib or post-trib was even a term or a thing a year ago. But I'm learning about it, and it's scary. But you know what? It's easy to say. It's easy to say, and we are engulfed in sin and the vanity in all of us, and like people that. So here's one topic that I struggle with is like, I've always been accepting of, I'm not even going to get into this right now, but at the same time, I don't want to deny Christ by not talking about it, but the way we live, the sexuality, as much as I've been accepted, it really is satanic. It really is. And he's shown me this. You know, as Christians, as people, we're expected to suffer, number one, and through suffering brings knowledge and wisdom, and we have these souls, and children nowadays are growing up not knowing what a difference between a man or a woman is. There's a man or a woman, it's we, they, this, that, and if you say the wrong thing, that you know you're attacked, and like it truly is ungodly. It's not of God. I was so accepting of it before too, and I am like somebody. We're all sinners of this, you know. We're all sinners. I'm a sinner as much as anyone else is a sinner, and I am no better or no worse than anybody else. Anybody who's rich out there is no better than anybody that's poor. People that are born in the depths of poverty are just deserve heaven just as much as anybody who thinks they're a good person. And what's so sad, and what I've seen is that like it seems to be. I'm not God, I'm not there at the judgment seat, but what I've been perceiving is like I picture like the American family or whatever, like a husband and wife, faithful, children, go to work, don't break the law, whatever. If they don't have a relationship with Christ, if they haven't been born again, if they don't repent from their sin, whatever it may be, they're going to be judged on that. Maybe I'm wrong, but one thing I do know for sure, for absolutely sure, without a shadow of a doubt, is God is real, Christ is real, Satan is real, heaven is real, hell is real. It really is all real, and I've like seen it, like in dreams. I was in hell a couple times. I really was, and one time I believe I was in heaven. I was in the presence of the God. It was the most amazing feeling ever. Imagine that, though. You know, imagine that God is real. It brings you such great hope. But there's a light side and there's a heavy side, and like you see these churches. Like I've been shown that like churches are the misconception of what God is so like it could be the work of the devil. Like a guy on a cloud, if we all die, we all go to heaven. We don't. we don't. We don't. And I still don't know exactly what it is to be saved in this stuff that I read in the Bible, and it confuses me. But God's given us time. God's given us time to change. He truly, truly is. And I feel almost guilty because as a drug addict, as an alcoholic, as somebody who's been in the depths of despair, who truly feels like they were saved by God, feels like, knows that they were saved by God, and I go into treatment, and there's so many people in treatment talking about, you know, turning their lives over to God and following God, although I notice it's not really following the biblical God, but like a higher power and all that. Like these people that are in the depths of the despair that are willing to turn their lives over to God, and say that they believe in a God or what have you. It almost seems unfair because through their poor choices, through their traumas from the past, through the sins from generations ago, what it may have you, they weren't the people that have lived so-called good lives or successful or money. And there's evil in money too, like the worship of money. Everything is all about money, and the government just has us chasing it, and we need it to survive, and that's not how things are supposed to be. Jesus said to, like, you'd be better off just like turning away all your money. Like, I can't quote him exactly, but like that, a family, like a good family, like they would feel no need for God sometimes. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do my part to reach people, and now I'm making these weird videos. I I have so much more to say. I have so much more to say. I just don't know how to say it, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't. Honestly, I don't. I struggle all the time. Like, I don't know what to call, like, what it is that I'm going through. Like I said, I'm no better than anyone else. I'm not worse than anyone else. I don't know, in the eyes of God, anyway. I had somebody come up to me once, a woman, and anyway, it's like kind of, anyway, somebody came up to me once, and they looked at me, and it's like they knew what I was going through, and I was like, and they looked at me and they said, keep doing the work of God like you have been doing. And then they continued to say some other things. And it just struck me, and I was like, something else happened right after that too, and whatever it is I'm going through is real. It's really real, and it's eye-opening, and I don't know what to do about it. I know I'm supposed to be helping people. That's the message I get, is that I got a message recently that was like, I don't know how else to tell you, you're supposed to be helping people. God, I pray that this message reaches the people that it's supposed to, that I'm helping anyone and everyone. I pray that you have mercy on my soul, the souls of my friends and my loved ones, anyone that hears this, and anyone who doesn't hear this. I'm sorry for our sins. I'm sorry for the sins of the world. I'm praying for strength and wisdom and knowledge of what to do, how to carry on. And I'm letting this video be in your hands. In Jesus' name, I truly pray.